Okay, what is the mascot, or perhaps mascots, to the games this time?
Oh my god.
I know there are 3 mascots for this year.
Oh, you are correct.
One of them, who names Lian Lian.
Ooh, okay. 1 out of 3.
I forgot.
Okay. We'll have to wait until the games and find out what that is.
Okay.
Time for a break. Grab a coffee, get comfy, and catch up with old friends. Join us for an easy chat on all the biggest news stories of the day on ICRT Breakdown, a bilingual 2030 policy program brought to you in cooperation with the National Development Council.
Hey, welcome to another fun edition of the ICRT Breakdown, our chance to talk about things in the news and talk about it in English. I'm one of your hosts, Tim Berge, and with me today, as always, is my very good friend here.
I am the other host, Paz Bueno, and joining us today, our fitness trainer, light and history buff Dan from the podcast 走钟运动日记, Atypical Outdoor Journal. Welcome to the show, guys.
Hello, I'm Light.
Hi, I'm Jen.
So maybe we could start out by talking a little bit about their podcast, maybe?
Yes, so tell us about you guys and tell us about your podcast.
Hi, we are honored to on ICRT.
Oh, you're honored to be here.
Yeah.
Unlike our other guests who aren't so honored, but
ICRT.
that's okay. Thank you.
And we are 走钟运动日记. I'm Light. Just like the host said before, I'm a fitness trainer.
Okay.
Hi, this is Dan. I'm a research fellow working at university, and my major field is art and cultural history.
You guys must be curious about the name of our podcast. 走钟.
Yeah, we are.
The terms from the Taiwanese 招金. It means we want to share the different way of the sports.
Okay.
Actually, our podcast is talking about the travel, the sports tourism.
But I don't think everyone knows about sports tourism, so I think let me make a short brief. What we call sports tourism includes actually 2 types of activity. First one,
just simple. Just when we're traveling, you are being part of the game or experience the game.
okay, that's kind of what I want to say. Okay, apparently he is the sports guy.
Yeah, I'm sure my sports tourism experience, like the marathon, triathlon, scuba diving, free diving, or CrossFit.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And so what does Dan share?
Actually, I just
When I went to the new city, new places, or historical site, he can introduce the history side.
He can give you the history side of it
Yeah.
all.
yeah,
Wow.
this is the reason why I'm here. I joined this podcast to tell some stories or to explain something, just like
Just he's sometimes creating some urban legend, like
okay.
history of Baroque.
okay.
But that's an important thing to do.
Yeah, I don't think there are 巴洛克 in Taiwan. So don't even mention the word. Okay. So, and another role of mine is being sarcastic in this podcast because I think the sports guys are sometimes weird. They
Shots
just
fired.
yeah, they're just like a cult that intends to seduce everyone to join them.
But he's in the cult too. He just finished the half marathon too.
He's a sarcastic member of the cult. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
After 3 years podcast, I finally in the cult.
Yeah,
We'll get you out, okay? We'll free you.
yeah. If anyone interested in this cult, yeah, please subscribe our podcast on every platform.
Yes.
Cool. Well, I think getting back to the topic at hand, today we're here to talk about the Asia Games.
Yeah.
It's the 19th edition of which is coming up just around the corner for the Asian Games. It's going to be coming up later this month, I believe. Can you guys tell us a little bit about when the games will be, where they're going to be held, why should we be watching them?
亚运会的历史，它其实可以追溯到1948年。那当时是由亚洲运动联盟 Asian Games Federation， 然后它后来就变成了所谓的亚洲奥运会，就是 Olympic Council of Asia， 然后由它来成立的。那目的是促进亚洲各国的一个友谊和合作。那第一届的亚运会是1951年在印度的新德里。The first event saw participation from just 11 countries with a little over 400 athletes, but the games have grown significantly since then. Today, they feature more than 10,000 athletes from 45 countries competing in numerous sports disciplines. The games are recognized by the International Olympic Committee and are described as the second largest multi-sport event after the Olympic Games. But I want to say something about its origin because when we talk about the ASIAD or the Asian Games, first held in New Delhi in 1951, don't forget this great game has two I don't know how to pronounce it. I know just the French. predecessor.
Predecessors.
Oh, predecessor. Okay.
One is the Far East Games and the West Asian Games. In my opinions, the Far East Game seems incredible because we live in the Far East, of course.
Yes.
这个所谓的远东运动会，它是在1912年就已经被提出要举办的。当时是由中国、日本跟菲律宾，那尤其是菲律宾他们提议要举办这个东西。那所以这个算是整个亚洲地区可能是最早的这样的一个跨国运动会。那后来还有所谓的西亚运动会，那是由印度他们所主办的联合西亚的国家，他们都因为二战而中断。那后来战后想要重新恢复举办这样的一个跨国运动会的时候，那由印度的这个体坛的一个领导人，他叫做 Guru， 他去倡议应该要把所有的亚洲国家都一起找来，然后大家都同意，所以才有了后来我们知道的1951年的新德里的亚运会。
Wow, okay.
But so these games are held every 4 years.
Yeah.
And so it's in between the main Summer Olympics. So these games should have been held last year. But due to the pandemic, I think maybe they're postponed by 1 year. Is that correct?
Yes.
So right now, this is the upcoming 19th edition of the Asian Games.
And technically, I think they're still called the 2022 Asia Games. Even though I think it's already 2023. I need to check my calendar.
Right.
Just like the Tokyo Olympics.
Yeah.
Right. But another important thing to remember about these games is they're kind of a run-up to the Olympics, too. I know for many competitions, you need to first place in the Asia Games, for example, before you then can go on to the Summer Olympics if you're an Asian country. Is that right?
Yeah.
But not all games, I think. I don't know if baseball is one of them, but I think this question...
Because it's a different of the sports.
Right, so it's not every sport, but some sports.
Yeah, some sports. They have the scores they have to collating and they can have the credit to the Olympics.
Okay, so what are some of the sports that are most, how do I say, the audience generally looks forward to the performances of what sports within the Asian Games?
I think it is different from the before. Right now, a lot of people seeing the weightlifting because the Guo Xinchun. He is the Olympic record and the world record. So a lot of people want to watch the weightlifting.
Yes, this is going to be a dumb question, but that is a Taiwanese athlete, right?
Yeah.
Yes, okay, I see. So here in Taiwan, people will be paying attention to the weightlifting. Yeah.
But I think in general, people like watching things like maybe gymnastics, because some of that stuff is really, amazing.
What's
really
gymnastics in Chinese?
The Titao.
Titao. Okay.
Right. And even maybe the swimming events too, because that can be extremely amazing. You see those guys zipping through the water.
Yeah.
And I'm still back there trying to jump into the water. It's amazing.
Okay, 所以台湾人比较关注的一些运动项目有包含就是举重，然后游泳跟
But I think that's common for a lot of countries. If there's a country has an athlete who's doing very well,
That's true.
there's going to be a lot of good
points.
So maybe if next year, if there's a swimmer doing well, then all the Taiwanese are going, yeah, for that.
Right.
Let's talking about 90s. A lot of people pay attention on the baseball.
Because Taiwan always does well in that.
Yes.
Okay, I see. 所以每个国家都有他们自己的一个 bias 啦，就偏向他们的选手哪一个项目好，就偏向哪一个运动比较专注。
For example, when I do some research about the Asian Games, I found a kind of sports named Kabaddi. Kabaddi. This is a very small sport in Taiwan, but it's very popular in India.
What is Kabaddi? You have me mystified.
Kabaddi, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of like a ball game or something.
Ball game.
Or wrestling.
Okay. We got you guys again. You didn't know the mascots. You don't know this either.
But right now we have find something interesting. Also, it's like a ball game in the Asia Games, like Go. 围棋
真的假的？
真的
Yeah.
How can that be a sport?
Right now they have some just like really.
Is that maybe because China's the host nation, and so they're including something that they can do well at?
Yeah.
This is Kabaddi.
Oh,
Yes.
Okay.
So
show that to our listeners out there.
Yes. So I will
Put it
describe
next to
it.
the mic so they can see it. Okay.
The image I'm seeing, it's kind of like tag team wrestling. So like you have two different opposing team, and then you have to touch the other team. So it's like it's wrestling and tag, like in a very intense game of tag. So how do you say tag in Chinese?
碰触。
对，就是很激烈的鬼抓人的游戏就对了。Okay, an intense game of tag. That is Kabaddi.
Yeah.
And so is that only this year for India, or do they do this every Asia Games has this event?
I don't know when it started, but
okay.
There are several editions we have this sporting. So I think just like we talk about the Go, the Asian Games includes a lot of competitions non-sportive. So I think it's particular.
Also the esports.
Oh,
Esports
so
is now a competition too.
Right, because it's all games, right?
Yeah,
like
it's
as long as
gaming.
it falls under the umbrella of
I
games.
think this is the first year.
Yeah.
Is right?
Esports.
I'm not sure about it's the first year, but we have a playlist. Player go to the Asia Games.
And I think Taiwan will do very well too, won't they?
Yeah, esports. So 电玩游戏也是
也是
Asian
电竞
Games 的一个项目。Wow, okay, I see. So we know that this year it's going to be the 19th edition of the Asian Games, and it is, like Tim said earlier, it's actually the 2022 Asian Games, but they were postponed this year because of the pandemic. Hangzhou is the third Chinese city to host the games after Beijing and Guangzhou, and the venue preparations are extensive. So what sports are you guys looking forward to? So earlier we mentioned that here in Taiwan, 可能台湾观众会比较专注在举重、游泳跟体操 right? 你们有没有比较在关注哪一个项目？
I watching the swimming a lot, so I just focus on some player. Wang Guanhong, 81. He is on the 2020 Olympics top 13th. And he's still young, so he can also break his record.
Wow.
王冠宏是在上一次冬奥的时候拿下了第13名，他就刚好停在那个准决赛的部分。And the other one, I think, is Wang Xinhao. He is really good at the medley swimming individual. 王Xinhao呢，他是200公尺跟400公尺台湾的纪录保持人，这样。
Wow, okay.
混合式
Record holder, yeah.
Yeah.
So you're looking forward to watching the swimming, 就是游泳的项目你比较有兴趣。
对，然后另外就是田径，我有在跑马拉
track
松
and field.
，yeah, track and field, and the half marathon 的曹纯玉，我们称他叫做马拉松宝贝。
Marathon baby?
Yeah.
Yes,
We have always this
Yeah.
nickname for the athletes.
Yeah.
Just
Right,
like
right.
historically we would find 杨传广,
Yes.
亚洲铁人,
Okay,
or
okay.
飞跃的羚羊,
Yeah,
纪
yeah,
政.
yeah.
and she is the Taiwan woman marathon record.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, 2 hours 32:41 seconds.
How many kilometers is
Oh
that?
my
42
goodness.
42, yeah.
Wow, that's
So
insane.
Paz will do that
Yeah.
this weekend, okay?
Wow, okay, I will
And
try.
The other one I just find out 跳高 high
High
jump.
jump.
Yeah, 她的名字叫林佩璇，雷口最强国中生。
The
She
strongest junior high school
Yeah,
student.
she just junior high, and
Wow.
she got the Asia Games qualify.
Oh, that's not-
Wow, that is very impressive.
Very impressive,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
So we should be watching out for all of these athletes then.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
How about in the
okay.
martial arts categories? You think Taiwan would be doing some good achievements in that area?
I think the judo.
Oh, judo, okay.
Yeah.
Judo is 柔道.
柔道，
Okay.
杨永伟.
杨永伟.
What about Dan? Any athletes that you're looking forward to?
I love 郭婞淳 very much because about weightlifting, because I do some 重量训练.
Okay. You do some
Weight training.
Weight
Okay.
training.
So
okay.
when I see 郭婞淳 do the weightlifting, I think her posture were very beautiful and very correct, very precise. I think that's incredible.
Yeah. I always do practicing the weightlifting, and a lot of the foreigner fitness instructor, they just use the 郭婞淳 the games to teach their student how to use the power of the legs.
Just
or
like a
something.
manual book.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a standard in the
它就像一个教科书一样。
对对对。
And I think they are an athlete very interesting who called 邓宇成. He's for in the sports archery.
Oh,
Sure.
okay.
Yeah, because last time the Japanese, they like the anime called the Ultra, and they will say like Stella is in the anime. So
Yes.
and he really likes anime. So
I
it's
see.
also in the Japanese media.
Yes, okay, very relatable. Okay, so Dan, 你在关注的一些选手，就是除了有刚刚提到的是在举重之外，还有射箭。
射箭项目其实是一个很优雅的运动，因为我自己可能也会看一些日本的动漫作品，然后里面可能会出现一些跟射箭有关的情节，然后会强调说它是一个心灵的修炼，就是你可能心灵要非常的沉静，然后你要非常的平稳，你才有办法射得好。所以有时候我觉得在看这些射箭的选手的时候，会觉得它体现出一个跟一般运动不太相同的一个意境。
Yeah, yeah,
然后在
yeah.
日本媒体也刚好有报，就是 他喊出了一些动漫的一些台词。
Oh, I see. So yeah, that makes it very relatable for sure.
And I'm sure many people will be glued to their TVs while the games are on, or maybe on YouTube
or
to
their
watch.
phones, probably.
Exactly right.
Yes.
That's right. For all you young people on their phones. Okay.
Okay, so can you tell us a little bit more about the game? So there are many ways that people can watch the Asian Games this year, but where exactly is it going to be held live? 那它的活动它是会在哪里举办呢？ And when exactly is it going to take place? 它也是在什么时候会举办？
这次亚洲运动会在中国杭州举行，然后时间是从9月23到10月8号。那他们的吉祥物就 Dan 来介绍一下。
没有，就是刚刚我们讲到的，就是它分别叫做连连、丛丛跟晨晨。然后连连就是象征那个杭州西湖知名的荷花，然后晨晨指的是大运河，因为过去中国的大运河是非常知名，它现在也是世界文化遗产。那丛丛是指一种玉器，它是上古时代的玉器，是对应到杭州这个地方，它过去曾经拥有的良渚文明。从这个玉器，它的象征性非常重要，所以今年杭州主办单位也把它用作于设计他们今年的这个奖牌的形状，这样子。This year, the location is in Hangzhou. It's a city of China, and
the time start with the 2023 September 23rd to the October 8th.
And about the city Hangzhou, which is a city with very long history, which capital of several Chinese dynasty. So this time, the organizer, Hangzhou, have used some cultural and historical symbol to design the emblem and the mascot. For example, one of them, the three mascot for this year, is Lian Lian, which means the lotus flowers in the Xihu. And the second is Cong Cong, which means kind of jade used in ancient rite. It's a ritual object. And the third is Chen Chen, which means the great canal in ancient China. And the medal for this year is used the form of Cong, the form of the jade. So I think the organizers want to create very close relationship with their own culture.
所以这次的 Asian Games 举办是在杭州，那就是他用了杭州历史上的一些文化的一些有象征性的一些物品来做了3个吉祥物，还有他的那个奖牌。
对
Yes.
Okay, now time is for the fun part. We're going to do our pet peeve or our cat's meow.
To share a word that you like or dislike that you've recently learned in English.
Correct. So a pet peeve, is something you don't like, something maybe really bothers you. And a cat's meow, well, that's just that. It's cute. It's something you really like. It's something you want to get close to and hug. So, okay, why don't I go first? I have a good one, which is also sports related, and that's to jump the gun. So before you have a competition, like for racing, they fire the gun to start the race. And if you jump the gun, what does that mean? It probably means you're trying to get a head start. You're trying to, beat everybody else a little bit unfairly. And so oftentimes in English we'll say, don't jump the gun just means don't do something before the right time. So that's my expression for today, which is, I would say that's a cat's meow. It's something I really like.
Okay, I see.
Don't jump the gun.
Right. Okay. I also prepared a cat's meow today, and mine is actually related to the Asian Games. I just chose the Asian Games motto this time.
Okay.
It's ever onward, because I think it's a good thing to keep in mind, like no matter what you do, just ever onward. Keep moving forward.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, she's
or
positive.
Or as, what is it? Finding Nemo's Dory said, just keep swimming. Ever onward, just keep swimming, Yeah.
Okay, Light, Dan, do you guys have something you want to share?
I want to tell about the DNF. It's easy. It's did not finish. Yeah, you means when you didn't finish the game, we call it DNF. When you do the marathon, if you're not doing finish the 42 kilometers, and you just call it DNF.
So is that kind of like saying you failed then?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So
Yes.
we don't want a DNF.
Yeah, we don't want that.
So is this a pet peeve or a cat's meow?
Cat pee.
A cat's peeve. Yes.
We have a lot of those. That's kind of funny.
Yes. What about Dan?
I just give two abbreviation,
Okay.
just like PB and PR. Do you know what is?
No.
Okay. Often we use these two abbreviation to means personal best and personal record.
Yeah.
So we use a lot in the sports field.
Yeah,
Right,
like a
right.
marathon, we often use the personal best. When you do the weightlifting or weight training, we use to personal record.
Correct.
I
Okay.
see. Okay, so
Any
also
PB or
sports
PR
related.
you want to share with us?
No.
What's your recent PB?
Oh, Dan, come on. I thought you were
I
going to tell us something.
I'm beginner, so not really good.
Don't be shy. Don't be shy.
A PB is a PB, no matter,
It's personal.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Maybe today was your personal best, being on our podcast.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I like that.
All right, so that's all for our episode today, talking about the Asian Summer Games. Thank you guys so much for coming on to the show.
That's right. This was ICRT's Breakdown, a project brought to you by the National Development Council, making Taiwan a more bilingual place.
Breaking the ice, breaking the mold, breaking down the news. You've been listening to ICRT Breakdown, a bilingual 2030 policy program brought to you in association with the National Development Council.